and I can't remember what that's called. Maybe it's called a dodecahedron. I think there's 5 platonic solids, starting with the tetrahedron, and then you would have like maybe a square inside of the circle that's tilted, and then another square that's tilted on its side or something, and then you'd have like the 8-sided one, like the pentagon in there, which would be, anyways. So you have 5 of those, and each one with more angles is energy from a higher dimension coming in and feeding it that energy dimension, and then it actually and so that's where sunspots come from, because they spin around, they're moving. These cymatic shapes coming from the hyperdimensional sound waves or light waves are creating these shapes, and then they're vibrating, and then they're spinning around. Now, if you look at cymatics, you can see in one video, if you just type cymatics on YouTube, you'll see the videos of sand, and you can see sand break up with a certain sound frequency, break up into a spiral and spin around. And it looks exactly like a galaxy spinning around. You put a galaxy in a high sped up time, how we see how it spins around, and then you put this little sand thing spinning around, and it's the same exact vibration. So basically, you have this hyperdimensional vibration going into the sun in this certain shape that's created by the sound waves spinning around, and then another higher vibration on top of that, representing the higher vibration, spinning around. And sometimes these platonic solids, the vortexes of them, they spin around, I think, counter to each other. So maybe the tetrahedron goes clockwise and the dodecahedron goes counterclockwise, like that. Much in the same way that the Earth spins around counterclockwise, but the precession, the wobble, well, the Earth goes around clockwise, but the wobble goes around counterclockwise. And you can do the test yourself with the top. If you spin a top around counterclockwise, when it starts to wobble, it's going to wobble around clockwise. So when you get hyperdimensional, different dimensions acting together, they go oppositely. I guess in some way the opposites balance each other out. So that's where sunspots come from, because this one goes around like this, and this one goes around like this, and then I guess they have these magnetic lines because they have a torus inside of the sun, where all the energy, the magnetic energy, which is the feeding of it from all the higher dimensions, comes in the sun, gets sucked in through the bottom pole, shoots up through the middle, comes out through the top and goes way out into space and comes back in again. And so it makes this like donut that keeps recycling itself. And it's the perfect shape to recycle all the energy and keep it breathing. And so as it's doing that, it has these different lines of electromagnetic energy that are going like this, but the lines are also following along from vortex to vortex along the solid lines of these platonic solids inside of the sphere. But these platonic solids are spinning around opposite to each other. So if you can picture these electromagnetic lines are getting tangled. They're getting twisted and twisted and twisted and twisted up, so that the line doesn't go straight from the bottom to the top like a real torus. It goes from the bottom, and then it spins around the whole sun before it goes in. So it's like a torus that's angled, like that. And yeah, there's this mathematician called Marco Rodin who actually invented what he thought was like the perfect energetic representation mathematically of how energy can most efficiently recycle itself, and so he can make like a perpetual energy machine. And if you look at his torus, it has the lines spiral, not just go up like this, like a straight, like how you would see a diagram of the electromagnetic magnetic grid of the Earth coming out like a donut in straight lines, but actually spinning around. So it spins and it spins around until it spins around so much that it can't maintain its solid connection. So then they break and they have to recalibrate again in the middle, along the lines that it's the most direct. And so when it breaks, it releases a lot of energy. And so when you see those big arcs coming out of the sun, that's the electromagnetic field breaking off and finding its way to recalibrate again in the sun. So that when that explodes, it sends a whole wave of extra energy, photons and stuff, or neutrinos or whatever, to the Earth, and knocking out our satellites and charging us with extra energy. And so he's saying that that's why, and I guess apparently all of, not just the pyramids, but Teotihuacan was built on one of these grids. I looked at the map and it kind of made sense to me. But he had a photo. You can go there and download all the photos, because he has all the photos connected to those books he wrote, and all the links to all the scientists who do these scientific experiments. Also, I'm gonna natural reader all of the links he did too and listen to it. Yeah, apparently, like, he had a photo of the North Pole of Jupiter, and apparently you can, I actually saw it. You can see the angles of a pentagon on the top of Jupiter. So the energy, actually, you can see the clouds following along these lines connecting the vortex points on Jupiter. And so that's apparently what fuels the growth of the Earth as the Earth is growing. A big part of David Wilcock's books is how basically our science is not there yet. Us humans have a bad habit of thinking we know everything. Like we learn a new thing, and then, we learned that. Okay, now we know everything. And then new people go, look what I found. And they go, no, because we've learned everything now, so shut up. Like Galileo says, look, I found the Earth goes around the sun. Oh, no, you are the devil, you go to hell. And they only forgave him back in 92, We thought the Earth was flat. And so then we had the Newtonian physics where we thought everything was solid. And then Einstein figured out that there's actually, everything's made out of energy. But we're still not there. Back in the late 60s, we only came up with the idea of plate tectonics then. Before that, the Earth was like it is now for all of eternity. And then somebody said, no, Africa split from South America, from this fissure in between. You can actually see it grow, and they did the tests, and it turned out to be right. You have the monkeys, Old World and New World monkeys, and you can tell that they broke apart genetically at the same time that the continents broke apart, because you can compare it geologically. You can test how fast the fissure grows out new bubbles, and how fast 12 centimeters a year the continents go apart, and you can prove it. But nevertheless, I was talking to somebody the other day, even a Harvard-educated geologist didn't believe in plate tectonics up until the 80s. So, because that's how he must have gone to school in the early 60s, and then he was taught that, and so then they prove it, the younger guys do, and he just goes, no, that's what I learned. And so basically that's what's going on now, is scientists basically think they have it all figured out, when in fact we don't have it all figured out. But we do have it all figured out. It's just that mainstream scientists haven't admitted for some reason that there is these hyperdimensional energy vortexes on the Earth that give extra energy at that particular place. Apparently there's a vortex in Oregon called Oregon something or other, where it makes kind of gravity go away, and you can like stand sideways almost, and that's crazy. I'd like to go there. But so yeah, he's great because he has all these different scientists talk about their findings. But he said that the growth of the Earth actually follows the lines between the vortex points. And so he superimposed a dodecahedron or something on top of the Earth.